Hello, everybody. Welcome to this read for the full moon in Sagittarius, which was last night. Um, I had some full moon stuff going on, definitely, so I wasn't able to record it last night. But it was good because I learned some, other things going on, and I was like sort of explaining a lot. So yeah, and I was able to listen to other people's, takes on this moon. So, you know, it just helped me to be a little extra prepared. But mostly we're going to do what we usually just do and read the cards um, and see what they say. But I just wanted to go over a couple points. So I'm a Sag, so Jupiter is my ruling planet. Um, this moon is definitely about um, expansion. Expansion is the key word for Jupiter and Sagittarius. Also, Sagittarius, we tend to be like, we really like the philosophical pursuits, the esoteric pursuits, like, pulling back the veil and looking underneath, um, and truth. Truth is um, a big part. And so I think definitely this moon is definitely a lot about truth. There's lots coming out in the world right now. Um, and so we're kind of in this like very interesting position where we like it's asking us to expand our horizons, our mindset, our belief systems, all of that. Um, as these truths come in and we, start to learn and integrate them, um, to just keep our wits about us about that too, right? Um, this is it's part of the process. It's part of the ascension process is disclosure and truth and all of that. Like we have to know everything, where we came from, what's going on, um, and then so that like that old system and old world, we can kind of, like purge, cleanse, whatever we need to do, which is what is happening for a lot of us right now. Um, and then release those old ways and start to envision and expand our manifestation practices, everything to create the new, right? So it's just in line with everything we've been talking about up till this point, but it's like this is a real pivotal moment where we can start really, we're being asked to do a couple things at once, which isn't abnormal. The one thing I did want to like just mention, because particularly I found it affected me, is that remembering that Pluto is still in retrograde in Aquarius. Um, so with that combination of Sagittarius and the moon, full moon, it's like Sagittarius is like go big or go home, and that's like the manifestation part. There's kind of this dreamy um, expansiveness where we can really dream like amazing things into being. So yeah, it's again I wrote down here truth that brings information to illuminate our ascension process. That's that's it in a nutshell, right? Truth. I'll read that again. Truth that brings info that illuminates our ascension path. It's all here to help us. Even though at the time as it's coming out, some of the stuff is like, oh, like I yesterday my moment was just pure like I end up in this place often. Like, why are we doing it this way? Like, this is hard. This is um we're watching people suffer. There's just so much, and it's like, is we're heading to something so much better. But like, is this really we have to go through this knothole to like to get to the other side? Anyway, it's just been difficult. I'm sure most of you maybe feel the same way, but that's why I have this channel, so we can read the cards and we can commiserate together and we can get through it together, right? All right, let's take one card about the overall theme of this moon. Oops, there's two. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. It's funny because like often with truth, justice goes with truth. Um, a lot of the truths that are about to come out are like they're not really nice. People haven't been nice on this planet for a very long time. Um, so just letting us know that like, you know, there's an element of like justice will be served, right? But it's not something we have to worry about doing. It's like already taken care of, right? So we just are here to observe the process. And that's part of the thing is observe, make sure we're just observing. We're not absorbing and getting so locked up in it. It was actually interesting, and I did want to mention it for this moon, is that I was listening to Pam Gregory, and she said, like, it's so imperative right now, like, that we understand the true thing about manifestation. And right now, we're like, if you're watching the TV and things like that, it's doom and gloom. Um, and it's Sagittarian is also about joy, about having fun. Like we love to have fun, and we love bringing others joy and creating joy. And even though we're in this really like low period on this planet, this low frequency, the only way we're going to get out of it is to have joy, create joy. So like it's like really learning to manifest, even though like it's like, oh, like I shouldn't be joyful right now because there's this war or whatever it is, right? But then if we just are sinking into that low vibration, we're just manifesting more of it, right? Like it's so critical that we find a way to be joyful. And I know that's like really hard, but if you're going to do one thing for this moon, let it be that. Like, and so that's when we go back to our early principles of like, get out in nature, watch the sunset. I saw rainbows yesterday. It was, you know, I love rainbows. I love when they form across the sky, and there was this amazing sunset. And it totally shifted the energy within me because I spent most of the day in this low frequency and not really having a great time. And then that, you know, that sign comes out and it's just like it's, you know, it's like it's okay. It's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Okay. Justice. This moon. It's a number 11 too. I am truthful. That's part of the justice thing. I am truthful with others and myself. I take full responsibility for my choices. Yeah, I think that's definitely a big energy that's happening right now. I've talked to a lot of people today that have been having lots of like epiphanies and aha moments about like how things really work and how, but for their own life, not necessarily the collective. So I think a lot of that is coming up right now. We also got strength, which is the you're going to be okay part. I wisely use my life force energy to create and direct my good work in the world. Yeah, this is what it's saying. It's like we need to be wise about this. It's like if we're down in the dumps and lamenting over everything that's going on, but we're not counteracting that energy with at least some kind of hope, joy, love, we're not going to manifest that hope, joy, and love. We have to like be creating it, creating that energy and wisely using it. So that definitely seems to be the theme for this moon. Uh, I'm just gonna do 3 chakra cards, kind of more specifically asking with this moon three three sort of energy areas we need to be aware of. Ooh, yeah, okay. Woo, ask and ye shall receive. Straight up, we got 2 chakra cards. So third eye and crown. So the expansion is what we're supposed to be aware of on this and this moon because the information is like pouring in. So really taking the time still, like we talked about with the weekly read, is like 5 minutes a day just to tune in, to your guides, your team, whatever, you know, to God, to whatever you, however you get that spiritual divine connection, like 5 minutes a day just to see what they're saying, because they're sending messages like crazy. And our crown, our enlightenment, and our third eye, our vision, are expanding rapidly. That is the what is happening during this moon. And again, I'm a day late on this, but all these moons and things are like really amplified, like for a few days on either side. So it's not like a 1 day thing that you have to do. Um, so funny. You can't make this up, right? The big thing that for us that's happening individually is divine consciousness. We're connecting to this directly to this divine consciousness. Interconnection, expansion. Can't make it up. That's the big Jupiter mission. Oneness, right? And light. Oneness and light. All right, that's a great way to start out for this moon. But let's get a little more detailed about uh, what what we're looking at here. All right, do these guys first. The Moonology, the cards I always use, the moon cards. One, okay, two, okay. We're gonna start with the last one. So the first up is conclusions are within reach. So um, yeah, I particularly yesterday, I was like, oh my God, when is this gonna like, like when are we getting an end, not an end to this, but like just it's been too much. Like, could we please like see some tangible results of all this work everybody's been doing? So that's good. A full moon eclipse, that's interesting. So just think that part is super pretty. Conclusions are we're almost at the end. Hooray. Um, Next up, your dreams need a practical plan. Okay, so that's interesting with the expansion, right? So if we're working on the manifestation and it's a Taurus card, so meaning really earth-based uh, plan, like what we're doing here now in this earth, instead of like, yes, we want to be manifesting and creating the new, um, but we have to like get there in a practical way in this little 3D meat suit. So again, that's always just like goes back to the read for the week, is like a little bit of writing might be necessary about actually formulating a plan, like what you want to see, right? Or like what would be easiest for you to put everything into action. So like how are you going to um, how are you going to expend joy every day? Like, what is the practical plan? Is it like just making sure you're okay being out in nature, whatever it is that you're stoking up that energy of joy? Or is it something you're going to do with people all the time? Like, or in your day to day acts of kindness, whatever it is, right? Um, we need to have things that help us that are done here on this earth, more than just our hopes and prayers and things we still should be doing, but we need to start doing some practical things to get this energy uh, moving, to have that interconnectedness, right? We're not just all, even though the theme of this moon is us really getting in touch with the divine and things like that, but now it's also asking us, how can we bring that to 3D, to this planet, um, and implement it. And again, we're not talking about like you have to go out and open a healing center or a mission and be helping all these people. It's like there's little things we can do every day to bring people joy. Let's maybe start a plan of doing that for a month. Like just yeah, whether that's buying them little small gifts or just you know, make checking in on people. Whew, that's probably a big one right now. I think a lot of people just need a good uh, hug or a hand to hold. um, And then we also got for this moon, confidence is the key to success. So, or your key to success. So, again, it's interesting because I've been about every time each year, I start catching 808 long before Lionsgate in August. So, um, yeah, just looking at this because stoking up the Leo energy of having confidence and um, yeah, and just really. I also think it's like leadership too with the line. It's like let's we need to be the change we want to see, right? We need to start going out and doing um, and having confidence in that, like in who we are and who we're becoming. I know it's really tricky when we're just trying to figure out who we are and who we are becoming. So yeah, it's just this moon is about um, yeah, we're getting called into like action a little bit. Um, and expanding our knowledge. And I mean, yeah, it's a good mix of a lot of things going on with this moon. Okay, let's take a look at these and see what else is going on. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot about, let's see here. It's interesting. Okay, and this kind of goes with like the cards we got, the chakra cards. It's like we're working a lot in our third eye, our intuition, um, and also our crown chakra. But it's come at these, we've got two, and then I'll read this guy aloud. It's funny because it's like, I'm just like cluing in, which is hilarious because I just have said it. But it's like, okay, we are being asked to really work and notice and dream. Both of these have the word dream in them. We'll read them in a second. So we're working a lot with the crown chakra and the third eye. But we also got this card, which is the High Lord of Gratitude and Service. Selflessness, humility, conscious action, which is what I was just talking about. So these two are like it's a two-step process, what we're supposed to be doing for this moon. So um, yes, definitely connecting, helping others, spreading joy. I feel like that's like the biggest thing is finding ways to be in service to not just ourselves, right? But having the gratitude, and then service, right? Selflessness, helping others through this time. And I think it's just, like I said, it's just little acts of conscious action it's just like when you come across somebody and you just like, your intuition is pinging off and it's like, hey, this person needs help. They need a hug. They need a hand to hold, whatever that is, right? So just kind of just being out in the world and starting to put little acts of service into place, um, so that we can raise that frequency and help others raise their frequency. I mean, that overall, I think, is the job we're supposed to be here doing. We also got Dream Walker, dreams, the collective good, illusions. There's always a counter one on here. So I think illusions is interesting because I think, again, with this moon and being about a little bit about truth and that kind of thing, is that a lot of the illusions that we've been fed in the stories, those are all, they're just being revealed, right? It's the Wizard of Oz, it's the guy behind the curtain, and we're just all like, yeah. So as those happen, definitely people are going to need a hand to hold for some of it. Um, but dreams and the collective good is like, again, we're still supposed to be working on this piece of like, what do we want to see going forward? We've got to be keeping up with this manifestation work in these dreams. Um, but again, like I said, I think part of the way we need to get there this time is to really raise the frequency, and by putting more joy out into this planet because it needs it right now. We also got the Diamond Dreamer. This one always says, it says material wealth, but true prosperity. Um, if you'll remember, one of my words for the year is prosperity. Um, what the definition of it means to thrive. Um, this is what we need to be. This is the essence of what we need to be focusing on when we are doing our meditations for the collective. Is through prosperity, where everybody is thriving. That is the meaning of prosperity. It doesn't necessarily mean material wealth, although it is on this card. Um, Obviously, there's a lot shifting in that, and we do need a more benevolent financial system. So we're going to continue to see things coming up around that. But this is always interesting too, because my favorite part about this card is this large amethyst kind of crystal base. Um, and I feel like, as much as it's like that's not a monetary system right now, that it's representative of what's to come. So we need to be dreaming in better ways for us to all be truly prosperous. Um, so yeah, basically this moon, keep dreaming, keep creating by putting it out there, um, but also by, acts of service and gratitude for what's to come. Yeah, nothing too hard, nothing that we haven't already been doing. We just gotta focus it a little bit more. Keep doing it. That's the other thing. Oh, it's so funny. Okay, we actually got the card for, which I didn't mention, but we'll talk about it now because it came up in the cards. All right. The first, we got full moon in Sagittarius, which is what we're doing today. See the bigger picture, expansion. Again, sometimes when this world that we're in, the lower energy causes us to like focus right in and look at this, and it's all doom and gloom, we're not going to make it, like all of those things. And so, but if we pull back out and realize the universe is in charge and it is doing exactly what it's meant to do, and everything is going to be okay, and our best interests are held in the heart of the universe, there's nothing to truly worry about, right? See the bigger picture. This isn't just about Earth. This is about the entire universe. Um, it's changing. It's expanding. Um, it's going through ascension as well, and we are all along for the ride. So, you know, this is just the card for me that says, don't worry. Like, don't worry. Again, the plan is in place. Nothing can stop what's coming. Like, we'd be foolish to try. It's just like, let's try to have a more joyful ride along um, along this path. The joyride. That's on. Come join the joyride. Like, we gotta completely reframe our energy and our vision of things, right? So take some time, pull back, see the bigger thing of what's happening. Again, these truths are coming out and they're hard and they're not nice, and there's a lot of negativity in this world right now. Um, it's our job to be here to transmute that. That's what we're supposed to be doing. So if we let it take us and get us down, and you're going to have days like that, it's just going to happen. Like, you're going to lose a whole day because you just want to crawl in bed and pull the covers over your head. And sometimes your soul needs that, and just go and do that. But but overall, then the next day, like, I had a crap day yesterday. I just kind of muddled through it. And then at night, I just was like, okay, nope, I'm not, and this morning I got up and I pulled up my socks and I said, okay, let's get back on the good path. Um, we also got take a reality check. I think this has to do with that bigger picture thinking, is that we're being too hard on ourselves too, about what we're not doing and what we are doing. So, um, this is like the truth card too, though. Reality. What is reality? Like, start really checking in and, like, there's always a thing like where they're like, when you're doing like inquiry work and that kind of stuff, where it's like that one of the big questions is it true? Like, Is it true that you, like, if you have the belief system that the world's going to end in the whatever, like, really asking at a soul level and listening to the answers from your higher self and your team and things like that, like, is that true? Is this really ending? um the answer I get is yes, in that format, but there's the new is ready to replace it, right? But we're working both sides of it, so we've got to, we got to keep on our game. We can't just like rest on our laurels and let the universe. I mean, it's that is happening no matter what, but like it's how we go through this. So if you want to go through it in despair and hopelessness, that's a choice that we make, but like we have the option not to do that. So like the option is to get through this um, miraculously, magically, joyfully, all of those things. Come on, join the joyride. I'm seriously going to call it. Okay, yeah. This is the last card we got for advice kind of thing is talk less and feel more. Again, it's that is it true thing. Like when you ask that question of your guides, of your higher self, it's not an answer you may necessarily hear. You might get a strong yes or a no. What's really going to be is like what your heart, like right now I'm asking that question and I can feel it right here going, it's going to be fine. Like, the overwhelming like feeling of love right here right now is amazing. So take the time to ask those questions. um, it's most important that you get the answer from your guides and your higher self. Um, but again, it's the feeling, right? And that's part of how we spread joy. Joy is an emotion, yes, but it is also it's like love. It is a very expansive, there's that word again, energy that we can really utilize. um, like I always feel like for me, joy always comes out of my solar plexus. It's like the sun, right? That yellow, shining, big solar plexus chakra. And so when I'm working with people, I'll infuse it with joy. Joy of life, joy, joy, joy. Even just saying that word 3 times. Like, go ahead and you can do it after this video, but just repeat the word joy to yourself and see if you can change your vibration. It's pretty easy, I think. I can do it. I just did it right now. I can feel it like in my heart. Yeah, it's a great little word. It carries good vibration. It's like the word love. So if you are just going to do a 5-minute meditation per day, and we do want to just be increasing frequency, let's just meditate on joy. Joy, joy, joy. Still, like there, I think I said it was a Christmas song, and it's basically like they just sing peace, love, and joy. Peace, 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 love, 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 joy, joy, joy. Maybe find that song if you're, if it's something you need help with listening to. Okay, let's see here. Okay, yeah. Okay, I just asked like a little bit further detail about what this moon is about. It is a cleansing one. So yeah, like I noticed that yesterday, like, and there was a lot of purging going on. Um, like just a little, like energetically, I was really like in this very low frequency thing, and I was like, I knew I was in it, but it almost felt like I had to do it. I had to let it pass through. I didn't stay in it. I'm out of it today. But yeah, we've gotta, this moon is definitely like, it's a bit of a cleanse and a bit of a um, awakening. What did I say? Awakening to our, um, well, it's helping to illuminate our ascension path. So just being, yeah, there with it. Okay, we also got synchronicity, and then we also got watch for signs. So yeah, like the universe is working in our favor, and it is trying to help us out here. So just again, be watching for signs and symbols, and and ask the question. I think that's like the big piece that's been coming up from like the week read about like writing and that kind of thing is like really sitting down and communicating with our guides and asking like, okay, what, show me, right? And again, I've talked to a few people today and yesterday that were just getting like these huge aha moments because I think like we're really in tune, right? The overall theme of this moon was the crown chakra and the divine connection, right? So let's just open that connection and really start communicating. And how we communicate, because we don't have, is we want for synchronicities, like coincidences, right? There are no coincidences, right? Things are placed in our path. This is just saying, like, this is an easy time for things to sync up. Um, and that's what's happening right now, too. So, like, allow the cleansing and clearing to happen. Keep asking for signs, keep dreaming, keep visioning, like, um, ask the questions of your guides and your team and watch for the signs. And then the last card we got is beginnings. Like, so it's like all we're just clearing out that last of the old. I mean, it feels like we do that periodically. And that would be like, I mean, that's life, right? Like, even if you were just like periodically on the physical level, right? You're going to do a cleanse. When you do a cleanse, what happens? Like, a lot of crap literally comes out of you, whether that's like physically, emotionally, spiritually, like you go through the ringer when you're doing a cleanse. It just like pulls it out. And that's what it feels like we're in right now, is like we've decided to do this cleanse. And like we're like, we're prepared. We're going to do this. It's going to be great. We're going to feel so much lighter. Yes. But we're in the mucky, gross part of it. And we just have to push through because the new beginning is on the other side of it. Like, no, no questions about it. It's already happening. So there you go. That's pretty much the theme of this moon. It's like I feel like there's kind of 10 themes in there. But I also feel like it's probably like you got um most of you probably got at least one or two of those things and we're like, yeah, that's what's happening to me right now. Anyway, okay. Uh I'm gonna just draw one Christ consciousness card just to say like just to sum everything up and what we can be doing and what we can be looking at. Oh, interesting. Fellowship, which is sharing and coming together. That's our new beginning. We're not quite there yet. We're getting there. We're very, very close. So just preparing yourself, getting your little ducks in a row, and then being ready for coming together because um, we're close. And I've felt that for like a little while. Again, a lot of these truths and stuff have to come out. We're getting super close to June. I think June's going to be a very interesting month uh, as we learn a bunch of stuff, but we're getting there. And so just keep on keeping on and doing the good work. Um, and yeah, that's let's just keep expanding and growing because we can. Okay, take care of yourselves. Have a good one. Love you.